Howdy, how y'all doing? Today we're going to be reviewing one of the Hanna-Barbera classics. This is the Quick Draw McGraw Show. Now this show is the third show in the Quick Draw McGraw segment. Like I mentioned earlier, this consisted of the Quick Draw McGraw. It also consisted of Augie Doggy and Doggy Daddy and Snooper and Blabber. So this show was released in 1959. It consisted of 3 seasons and also 45 episodes. Now, they never did any remakes of the show, but Quick Draw McGraw and his sidekick Babalooey did appear in other Hanna-Barbera cartoons. They made crossovers. Sometimes they just did cameo appearances, sometimes they were supporting characters, but they never did remake the show or continue it after this. And this show was one of the first ones that started off Hanna-Barbera. After the Rough and Ready, they were trying out a couple of shows, so they would split them up in 3 segments, and then whatever was the most successful show would continue to have its own standalone 21 minute show. And Yogi Bear was one of the previous ones we talked about. That one was the most successful shows out of all of these small segments that started. But Quick Draw McGraw, if it wasn't under controversy, but already, this show by some has been labeled as a racist show just because they have a white horse who portrayed a Caucasian American essentially, and his sidekick who had a Spanish accent was a Mexican mule. His sidekick is Babalooey, so he wore the traditional Mexican, I don't know if you would call it a sombrero, but it was definitely one of the cowboy hats, and he was the brains out of the two. Quick Draw McGraw was usually the one that would suffer the injuries or do the stupid stunts in the show. So there's always got to be one idiot and one intelligent character, and the intelligent character in this case was his sidekick Babalooey. So Quick Draw McGraw was voiced by Dawes Butler, who I have no idea who the hell that is, and he was depicted as a sheriff from the American Old West. Now, if you've seen the show, you'll know that he's always going into one town or another city, and he's always trying to clean up the city by arresting the bad guys. But yeah, his sidekick was the one that would always get him out of trouble. And I don't know what they were thinking when they did that, but it is pretty funny that they did make it a donkey or a mule, and it actually worked well. Maybe it wouldn't fly nowadays, but it's definitely a classic show, and I would suggest anyone that hasn't heard of it to go check it out. Maybe watch an episode. They're very short. They're about 5 to 7 minutes long, and if you like it, you can definitely go through the entire show, I'd say in about a week or 2 weeks. If you got other things you got to do, then I think in a month, if you started from scratch and you go from episode 1 to episode 45, you could probably get through it. I just recently finished it and I enjoyed it, but if I had to rate the show, I'd probably give it like a 4 out of 10. Again, just because it's very old, but I do enjoy the classic Hanna-Barbera style cartoons and the animation. So I'll leave it at that. If you guys like the videos, then subscribe, because I got plenty of more coming. If you didn't, then let me know at the bottom what we could improve on. I know I got to work on the production a little better, and if you did, give me a thumbs up and let me know what you thought about the show. I'll leave it at that for now. Thanks.